Well, hello there, people of the internet. So, the Galaxy S6, released on March 2015, it used to be a flagship from Samsung, and I actually got one 2 days ago. I got a refurbished one for only 250 euros, or about $250, and the phone is actually pretty good for the price. But should you get a Galaxy S6 in the middle of 2017? Well, let's find out. Now let's first take a quick look at the design. Now, despite being 3 years old, this is still a really pretty phone. It's not as pretty as the latest Galaxy S8, but it actually looks pretty nice. It's really thin, it feels well in the hand, it's comfortable to use, all the buttons are there, you can reach all the buttons easily, and it just kinda looks nice. I got a black sapphire color, and again, it does look nice. It's a huge fingerprint magnet. On the bottom you have your standard connectivity, micro USB port and a headphone jack, and also a speaker. On the right you have your power button, and on the left are the volume buttons, separated, and I actually quite like the separation between the buttons. On the back you have a magnificent 16 megapixel camera, and next to the camera is the flash and the heart rate sensor. On the front is a beautiful 5.1 inch Quad HD display, I'll get to it in a moment. Underneath the screen is also a home button which has the fingerprint sensor, and I get to that sensor in 1 second. Now let's talk specs. Inside the phone you have an Exynos 7420 coupled with either 32, 64 or 128 GB of storage and 3 GB of RAM, and a rather small 2520 mAh battery, which is actually quite small, and I get to the battery life in a moment. For pictures you have a 16 megapixel camera at the back, which is 4K capable and takes absolutely beautiful pictures, and at the front is a 5 megapixel camera. The phone is running Android 7. The phone is running the latest and greatest Android 7, and I'm not sure, but I think it will be upgradable to Android O, the next version of Android. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. First of all, let's talk about probably the thing you're most concerned about is performance on Android 7 with the specs that it has. I'm happy to report that despite its age, the phone is still really snappy and performs very well. It's very fast. Multitasking is a breeze. Watching YouTube videos, breeze. Playing intense 3D games is actually, I'm surprised by this, it's actually really smooth pretty much without any stutters at all, running at a smooth 60 FPS. The phone happily pushes all the pixels on a beautiful Quad HD display, and there is one slight problem with all this. Even on regular usage, even if the phone gets under some load, it actually gets warm quite fast, and actually gets quite warm. I haven't experienced any thermal throttling, at least not noticeable. I guess the phone does slow down a bit, but honestly, the heat hasn't impacted my performance. At least I haven't noticed anything. But yeah, it does tend to get warm. And now let's talk about the battery. The battery is only 22,550 mAh, which actually isn't much, especially considering the power the phone has. So if you are a bit careful, you can get a day on a single charge. But if you're a power user like me and use your phone quite often, you will have to recharge your phone sometime at the end of the day. It really depends how long your day is. It also depends how you use the phone. Now, the screen up front, again, it's a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, 5.1 inch. There really isn't much to say. It's a Samsung, this panel. I can't speak much. It's really good. It gets really bright under bright sunlight. The colors are very vivid, viewing angles are perfect. There isn't much to say about the screen except that it's, well, perfect. I think it's perfect. Perfect for me. Much better than the screen on my Huawei P7. Old P7. While we are on the front of the phone, let's take a quick look at the fingerprint sensor. Now, I'm not going to be that harsh on the fingerprint sensor. The technology for the fingerprint sensors has evolved quite a lot in 3 years, and this fingerprint sensor is relatively fast. It does get the job done. Sometimes it does tend to miss, but again, it's really fast. I don't complain. It's much better than nothing. Now, one of the main selling points of pretty much any Samsung device is the camera. Now, all of the A-roll, that is the shots where I'm in the shot, is shot, recorded with the Galaxy S6. All the B-roll is recorded with the Galaxy S5, which I made a video about. The camera app from Samsung is also pretty good. You do have the auto mode, which takes pictures very fast and actually takes really crisp and nice looking pictures. Also, you do have manual mode to play around with all the settings like aperture size, sensitivity, ISO, white balance, focus, etc. When it comes to the video, well, I don't have a 4K panel, but it does record 4K and it looks absolutely beautiful. All of this is recorded on standard 1080p, and it is capable of 120 FPS in 720p mode and also 60 FPS in normal 1080p mode. And also the optical image stabilization is, as you can see, it's actually pretty good. Now this is all fine and dandy, but should you get the phone? Is it even worth it? Well, again, I paid about $250 for this phone. It's a refurbished phone, but in excellent condition. So I'm not really complaining. I am very happy, and I actually do recommend getting at this price point. I know there's a lot of other phones, but if you're considering a Galaxy S6, trust me, go for it. It's a really good phone. It's a huge upgrade over my now pretty much outdated Huawei P7. Don't get me wrong, this is an okay phone. This is a much better phone than this. I also made a video about this phone as well. Other phones you can get at this price point, at least where I live, is the iPhone 6. Now, I don't have any experience with iPhones, so I can't say anything really. But when it comes to Galaxy but when it comes to Galaxy S6, I do recommend it. If you are considering this phone, it's really good. It's a good phone. You won't regret it. Trust me. Just don't drop it and get a case for it if you want to protect it. Always use protection, kids. So if you're planning to get a Galaxy S6, feel free to ask me anything. Or if you have a Galaxy S6, leave your thoughts about the phone in the comments below. I always read your comments. Some comments. So yeah, you can read below about this phone more if you want on my site. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you.